Well, we want to welcome you back to the program, and I am really excited about our guests today. You're going to love them, and I'm excited for them to get to introduce themselves and share with you what they are doing here at Hope Choice. And you'll remember that the first part of 2026, we are going to introduce you to all the things that the Lord is doing at Hope Choice. And the scripture that we are basing all of this off of is Habakkuk 2:3, and it says, "For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems to be slow, wait for it. It will surely come, and it will not delay." And we want to convey to you the visions and the dreams and the callings that we know the Lord has placed on Hope Choice. So we're going to jump right in today, and you're going to enjoy getting to know Bre and Heather. We have our two pregnancy center directors with us today, Bre Wilhelm and Heather Davis. And I meant to look up when they started because it was virtually the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What year?
It's about 3 years almost.
2023.
Okay, 2023. Mm-hmm. So we're going to jump right in, and I'm going to let them share with you a little bit about themselves and their families, and then we're going to talk about Hope Choice. So let's start with Bre. Bre, tell us about you and your fam and what's going on in your life.
Okay. Well, I am married. I've been married for 21 years. My husband's name is Jason. We have 2 boys. I have a grown adult son that I am figuring out how to navigate that. So he's 26 on his own, lives his own life, but he's wonderful and great, and he doesn't need me, and that's the goal, right? That's
Right,
the goal.
that's
He
the
does
goal.
still need me, but that's the goal. And then I do still have one at home. My youngest son is 17. His name is Luke. My older son's name is Dylan. Love being a boy mom. I've spent years and years chasing them around every kind of field, every kind of court, track. My youngest son is a junior, so I've got one more year of that, and I'll probably cry my eyes out and get a new hobby and figure that out.
And keep going.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
And Heather, what about you?
Well, neither married nor do I have kids yet on the marriage part. But
Yes,
we'll see how
yes.
that goes.
Tell us about, Heather goes to church at Grace.
Yes,
And actually has many children.
I do.
Yeah.
The Lord is so good. I'm not get emotional about that, but so yes, I attend Grace Church, and I get to serve in youth, and I've done that for 12 years-ish. And I also am blessed and I got to get to serve in women's ministry at church. And so I'm involved all things church. And so I do get to stay very busy and involved with that. And that is definitely a blessing and a second family, if you will. So I do have family, but I just don't have the immediate family like that. So they are my children.
And man, you pour into them and
Yes,
serve them, and
love
it's a wonderful thing. Okay, so we're going to jump right in here, and I'm going to let you guys tell our listeners your story of Hope Choice and how you see the ministry and what the Lord's called you to do here. So our first question is, what would you like people to know about the ministry of Hope Choice? Maybe something that largely people don't know from your perspective.
I think it's so great how the Lord keeps expanding all of our reaches, that we are able to not reach just the preborn and their immediate family, but children, small children, children in school, big children in school.
Yeah.
We also get to do college ministry. We get to... I make jokes about we touch everything, but we're lacking a bingo night.
Right,
For the
right.
elderly.
That's right. That's
but
it.
Pretty much
I'd
we
be down.
cover everything, and school age, college, young adults. We have different Bible studies, different classes, things like that. So we are not just a pregnancy center, which would be great, but we get to do many more things and share the gospel in all kinds of facets because we don't put borders on God and what He wants to do with us. We're yes. We're all yes.
That's
So,
right. Well, and it's interesting because maybe not Hope Choice specific, but when you hear people talking about pro-life organizations or pro-life people, they'll say, you don't care anything about them once the baby's born.
That's right. Yep.
And I'm like, well, that is far from the truth because we do walk with these people and families all the way through college until they are then having their own children and families. So good point. What about you, Bre?
I agree with that. That's my favorite thing is I think the misconception is all we do is pregnancy tests all day. All we're doing is trying to get these girls to choose life. And that is something that we do, but we do follow these families for a long time, a while. I mean, whether it's diapers, wipes, formula, classes, parenting classes, all of the things, college ministry, camps, we do so many different things that helps with the family, not just the females, but we have relationship classes, opportunities for dads to plug in. So it's just a huge opportunity to be with them as they grow their family. One of the things that is my favorite thing about Hope Choice that we get to do is through all of those things, every single one of those includes us sitting down with them and seeing them face to face. And you don't get that hardly anywhere. I mean, even at doctor's offices everywhere, people are so rushed. And I love that we get the opportunity to be just like Jesus was and sit and turn and look at people, face to face and be able to hear where they're at and listen. And that is probably my favorite thing of what we do is we don't get in a hurry to rush how we're going to serve these people in all of the different ways.
Yeah, very good. Very relational.
Building relationships,
Yeah.
equipping them to be better parents, to live a better life, yes.
Well, it's interesting because we introduce them to Jesus, hoping that they pursue that relationship. We build relationship with them, hoping that will strengthen their relationships. So it really is all about relationship. Okay, so tell us about your role here at the ministry and the areas that you touch when you serve here.
Well, I'll go first. Heather and I have a unique role here at Hope Choice, which I think helps the both of us because there's so many different things that we do here. But we both share the title of Co-Pregnancy Center Directors. And so there's a lot of things that we overlap, but there's a lot of things that we do separate. But we also need each other. There's no way that I could look over everything we do, vice versa for her. So predominantly, I get to hang out at Center City. That's where I am majority of the time. I get to just follow all of the ministry that we do here, be a part of that day in and day out, seeing our clients for pregnancy test, for diapers, wipes, formula, what we call benevolence.
Right.
We also provide sonograms. Another unique thing that I get to do, a part of following these families, is we do offer classes. And so I get to be a part of our Tuesday night classes and also Friday classes, whether it's baby safety or parenting classes that we can help parents out along the way, overseeing, but also being so grateful that I get the opportunity to be in rooms with clients and see them. And I love that I'm here every day because I do get to see when they bring their babies in after they've had them, or they're going through crisis and they don't know what they need, but they know that the last time I was there, those people prayed for me, so that's where I need to go. And so we do lots of things, but just like you mentioned earlier, the best thing that we do and the number one thing that we do is just share Jesus and point them to Jesus through every circumstance that they may have as they walk in the door.
Well, and one thing that I think is important for us to mention is we do not take any government funding of any kind, not state, not federal, nothing. And the reason that we don't, and many pregnancy centers do, but we don't, because we don't want there to be any hindrance to us being able to share the gospel, because that is our number one thing. Would you tell just briefly a little, we may bring on the teachers of baby safety and parenting, but tell a little bit about what does one receive if they take those classes, and just a general idea of what those classes are.
So we have actually several different classes that people could take. We do have 2 classes. I say 2 classes that are specific to our expecting moms. We do a childbirth class. It's a 4-week class that our moms can come to, and that is all things getting them ready for labor and delivery, but also when they bring the baby home. Like, how do I feed? How do I nurse? How do I establish a good sleeping schedule? Those kind of things. The other class that we say is specific to our expecting moms would be our baby safety class. That class is taught by pediatrician and a local Texas Department of Transportation car seat technician. And so that class kind of along the lines of what do I do when I get this baby home? What do I need to look for? It's got basic CPR and first aid for an infant, and then also how to install a car seat properly. How do I do that? How do I know when I need to change? With our childbirth classes, which I forgot to mention, those are taught by labor and delivery nurses. That's taught by people who know what they're talking about,
Right.
just so that we can give our moms some good information.
Right.
We do parenting classes that are open to parents who just need a little bit more help. We're not sure where we're at. I'm struggling a little bit. How do I communicate with my child? Different things like that. But our classes are also open to families who might have find themselves involved in a CPS navigating CPS things, and so they need extra help. Maybe they're court ordered or required, but we're here to help them, not just give them parenting tools. But if you're a parent, you know that you can't do this on your own. And so I'm grateful that we get to share Jesus, because I couldn't parent without Jesus. There are things that I still don't know the answer to, but I know that Jesus knows my kids the best. And so that's what we want to help these families understand, whether they're in labor or delivery, is Jesus will help you with all of that.
Yeah.
We do a women's Bible study for women who maybe haven't connected fully to a church yet, but they still want some help. We do strengthening relationship class that you can get a certificate to go towards your marriage license, or you can get a gift card to help your family in a need. Everything that we do is free of charge, which I love, but we also give incentive. With our childbirth classes, you get free baby items. With our baby safety class, you get a free car seat. We do gift cards. We want to be sure that you are hearing Jesus, but we also want to make it worth your while. And who doesn't need a $25 gift card to anywhere? So it helps sometimes just with gas to get them there, or whatever their need might be.
Yes, that's great. So there are lots of classes available to you. So if you have a need, even if we don't offer that particular service, if you will reach out to us, we can connect you with organizations that can help you if it's outside of something that we do. But we do a lot of things.
Yes.
And so we want you to reach out and let us see if we can't help you. Okay, Heather, you guys have both been here for about 3 years, which we have some staff members that have been here longer than I have. Yeah. So in the grand scheme of things, that's not an extremely long amount of time, but you guys have both just really shown your heart for our clients. And because of that, and because of your leadership ability, you are now serving as our pregnancy center directors, and that's no small thing. So I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. But Heather, tell us what you do. I want to start out by saying we now have 5 locations. So we have Center City, which is downtown on Taylor Street, was the old Planned Parenthood building. Meta Park, which is our longest standing location. Then we have 1330, which is in Canyon. We have Mesa Verde, which is in the old Bicota Baptist Church. It's in the Mesa Verde neighborhood. And now we have an office in the San Jacinto area. That San Jacinto office, we largely do our classes there. But the other 4 locations, are offering the pregnancy center services. So Heather is at Meta Park and Mesa Verde. So I want you to tell us in particular about Mesa Verde and how we partner with Hillside and all that.
Yes. Oh, it's amazing. So, the Lord is really, it's really amazing that he chooses each of us to do certain things. And sometimes they're scary, or I don't know, I've never experienced this before, but I do truly feel rich and blessed that I get to do this. And I know Bre feels that way about the different things, the different aspects that she gets to be involved in as well. And what a joy. But to be over there, we do partner with Hillside Church, 24th and Grand, Northeast 24th and Grand. So Hope Choice is there on Wednesdays. And so we kind of get to know the community a little bit better that way. That's how we started before opening the Mesa Verde branch. And we're offering diapers, prayer, let them know about the different resources we have at all the branches that might fit their needs at the time. They have a resource center that on Wednesdays, so they're open. They've got the food bank is there to get you signed up for the food bank. They've got a hot lunch. There's different things that they're doing in the community over there that's really neat. So it's to be able to partner with them is really cool. Yes. And so we've got them, and then so we are in the Bicota Baptist Church, which is now the church at Mesa Verde.
That's right.
And so we are in the back of that church. Hope Choice has a separate entrance and everything over there. So we are a standalone-ish branch over there. So we are able to offer pregnancy test and benevolence. There's a pretty big refugee population over there, and that has just been really cool to kind of dive into the unknown. Many don't speak English. Many, they're just very different than us, but Jesus loves them too. And it's just really special. And they have lots of kids.
Yeah.
And they're fun. They're so fun to interact with. And so we're able to help fill the needs of the older children. So we're a little bit different that way. Most of our two other centers, we provide supplies for up to about 4 years old. Well, this branch, we're able to offer up to maybe size 10 or 12, maybe 14 at times. And so we've got a different need over there. And so the Lord has provided lots of resources for over there. So it's really neat. So we're kind of flexible, and what can we do that we're not locked into any specific expectation or rule. What are the needs over there? Lord, show us the needs and let us provide for those needs. So he's done that, and we're growing. That branch is growing. The Lord's just bringing people as they need, and so that's really cool to get to do just something different and to just trust the Lord fully. There's no, the hard set rules aren't necessarily there, and it's, Lord, what would you have us to do over there to reach your people?
Yeah. One thing about Mesa Verde, and I just heard this number yesterday at church, but they serve a large Muslim population over there. And they actually brought some kids to our summer camp, Rise Camp. And I heard yesterday that in 2025, there were 6 salvations out of the church at Mesa Verde, but 4 of those were the kids that came to Rise Camp and accepted Jesus at Rise Camp. So it's really phenomenal. Also, would you tell a little bit about what someone has to do to receive benevolence items? I think people wonder, do I have to prove citizenship, or does it cost?
That's right.
Can you explain a little bit about what they have to do to get benevolence?
They just pretty much show up and they say they have a need. So just trying to figure out in their language, what is it that you need? So we're creative with that. But it's helpful to have a driver's license in those cases so we can get your address and name and phone number. But there is no proof of income. There is no insurance needed. We never require anything. Just come and sign up, fill out some paperwork, visit with us. What are your kids? How many children do you have, and what are their birthdays, and how can we serve those particular children? So it's really not scary, not intimidating. We don't have to bring proof of anything.
Right.
Citizenship or electric bill or anything.
Yeah.
Just come as you are, and and we'll do what we can to help you.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Okay, so this next question is a little more personal, and I want to know, what impact has Hope Choice or serving at Hope Choice had on you personally?
I can let me quickly add into that, since we just talked about the newness of the north side of town. Just stretching me, challenging me more, and dependency with the Lord. Like, there's some familiar things, but there's a lot of new things, and it's okay, Lord, this is different, but you put me here, and what do you want me? What would you have me to do? How would you? He's humbled me greatly because of that, and through the new experiences, and grown my heart and loving. I mean, I think we just get so used sometimes in our comfort zones that we know this is familiar. I like things this way. I want things that way. And then when he says, but I'm going to throw you out here and to the desert.
On the limb. Yep.
The wilderness.
Yep.
And sink or swim, no. But he's got us the whole way. And he's already got it planned out. He's already knows who we're going to meet with and what he's going to do in their lives and our lives. I mean, because we're serving and pouring out, but we're also being blessed, and we're growing and being stretched for further kingdom use. So he's always a full circle God. Like, he doesn't just say, well, I'm just going to do this, but not this. I mean, he's got a complete, total plan. And it's just growing and deepening my faith, and helping me with patience with others and loving others well, being more mindful of, I need to love better. And that means I need to spend more time with the Lord. I can definitely tell by my actions and reactions that it's hard to act like Jesus if I'm not being around Jesus. Mm-hmm. So definitely it's helping me realize my need for him. Mm-hmm. And so that's been really good.
Mm-hmm. It's really easy, or at least for me, it's easy to love people who are like me. Mm-hmm. But serving at Hope Choice creates a beautiful opportunity to be around people that are not like you. Mm-hmm. And they don't have your same experiences, and they don't have your same view on the world. Right. But it's good for all of us to learn to love and interact with people who are not like us.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. That's right. What about you, Bre?
I agree. I mean, Heather said it. The Lord always brings about those full circle moments. I was a single mom for 3 years, and so I would have loved to know about Hope Choice when I was in that situation. Even if I just could sit across from somebody to tell me, you can do this. Mm-hmm. Like, I know you're tired, I know you're exhausted, but you will sleep again someday.
That's right.
But not just that, just like you said, we don't have to have had these circumstances to be able to relate to anybody who walks in the door. And I think, just like Heather said, my trust in the Lord and my compassion for other people have grown tremendously in the last 3 years. I love people. You know me, I love people. I love to talk to people. I want to hear your story. I want to see you. But it is easy to fall into, I already know what their circumstance is going to be before they open their mouth. And every time I think that, I'm so wrong. And I'm so grateful that the Lord humbles me and opens my eyes to see his children for who they really are. Right. And your compassion grows for people when you take the time to sit down and visit with them. You can't help but not hear their story, feel their pain. If you just look at them and see their eyes, you're drawn to them. And so I think that's what the Lord has showed me. He's, growing in me as a talker, how to just be quiet and listen. And I have to work on that every day, but just on a personal level, just letting him show up, just letting him do the work. If we sit back and let him show up and work through us, it's amazing. It's amazing what he does. He's the God of the impossible, but if you don't invite him in and give him free reign to do the impossible, you'll miss it. Right. And so I'm grateful that I get to see how he works and just the love that he has for people. And so that would be me. He's grown my compassion and my trust tremendously in the things that I've seen him do.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I just want to affirm that I see both of you pursuing Jesus and how it impacts your service here. Like one thing for sure that comes to mind with Bre is every year we bring in college kids to serve at Rise Camp. And this made me cry. But one of their favorite things is Bre will give them a word from the Lord. And she just started that on her own. And I mean, those kids are like, is Bre going to give us a note this year? And I'm like, I sure hope so. But it is a precious way to just sow into people out of your love and admiration of Jesus. And then Heather voluntarily serves with Pearls, which is for teenage girls, and brings all these kiddos that she interacts with outside of Hope Choice to Pearls and volunteers to lead them. That is service out of the overflow. So I appreciate both of you very much.
Thank you.
And lastly, would you share a scripture or a prayer or something that the Lord has placed on your heart for Hope Choice, maybe in 2026 in particular?
Maybe I'll go first. I had this conversation with one of our volunteers, dreading the first of the year. And I do try to do some type of Bible reading plan throughout the whole year so that I'm in the Word every day. It just helps me stay focused. And the particular one that I did last year, you started Genesis and we actually ended in Revelation. And so you get to the end of Revelation on December 31st, but all of those chapters, I mean, once you get past the first couple ones are Jesus is coming back. And so on January 1st, I was like, I'm ready to go back to work. And then we weren't back to work yet. And so I kept waiting and waiting and waiting. I did enjoy my time off, but over the last couple weeks, just praying for Hope Choice and Lord, what do you want to do this year? And what do you want to grow in me? And what are you showing me? Was something that I read early on in December. And it was in the book of Revelation and how the Lord was talking about the different churches. And there's really only 2 churches out of the 7 who actually are doing what the Lord has called them to do. The rest of them kind of have a little bit of rebuking in there. But I was just drawn to the Church of Philadelphia and what the Lord said to them. And we've heard this before, but the Lord says to them is what he opens, no one can close. And what he closes, no one can open. I know all the things you do, and I have opened a door for you that no one can close. You have little strength, yet you obey my word and do not deny me. And I know that that's kind of what you mentioned in Habakkuk is what we've decided this year is we are going to set the standard of the Lord and we are going to wait on him to do the work and wait for him to guide and lead us. And as long as we stand on his word and as long as we stand on his truth, he is going to make the way. And I do believe that the Lord has opened up a door for us in this area because I see it and I see how he's blessed that. And so I just pray that the Lord continues to keep that door open for as long as he wants it open. And even for me personally, when he closes it for me, I will know that. But this ministry will go on for forever because it's a ministry of sharing Jesus, and we'll never be done doing that.
That's right. That's right. Very good. Good word.
So good.
The door is still open for you as well.
Yeah.
Let's just
Hopefully.
reiterate that.
I'm great with that too. I'm not ready for it to close.
Heather.
Well, no. A word, and it's just so neat how the Lord works every time. But the word mercy.
Yeah.
And then even yesterday at church, it was mercy this, mercy that. I mean, that wasn't the theme. But that's the word I kept picking out because that's the word that was, and it was about. It was also involved with being thankful and singing praise, giving praise. And so one of the scriptures that we had gone over was, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. For his mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the God of gods, for his mercy endures forever. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his mercy endures forever. That's in Psalms 136. And the whole chapter, it's every other verse is His mercy endures forever. And we did go through the book of Psalms last year in women's Bible study, and I thought that is so beautiful. And what a reminder that His mercy, without His mercy, we all are in need of mercy. Saved, unsaved, we've all been in a place where we desperately need Jesus, and we desperately need mercy.
Yeah.
Nobody is above the other. We're all the same at the foot of the cross. And for Him to have given me mercy and saved me, I can then give mercy to others.
Oh, yeah.
And to have a compassionate heart. I think sometimes, me specifically, I can get task-oriented. And there's a little sprinkle of mercy maybe in there. But I really, mercy. We need to, without His mercy, I couldn't even be here. Wouldn't even be serving here. Wouldn't even have a desire to serve here. I wouldn't know how I can do nothing without Him.
Right.
So to have mercy, but to just be thankful to the Lord in all circumstances, but also just with mercy and with what He has called us to do. And I don't want to just pull like all these different verses from everywhere, because like the whole Bible is sufficient, accurate, good, necessary, needed for different things. But we truly are here for a time such as this.
Yeah.
Our time here is very limited on earth at Hope Choice. He's called us here, all of us, for this moment. What are we going to do in this moment? I read something the other day that said, "Is what Jesus died for worth what we're doing with our time?"
Yeah.
And then also it kind of piggybacks on Romans 12:1 and 2. "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, to give yourselves as a living sacrifice." And sometimes we can get distracted by the world and the things of the world, and I can't, and I won't serve, and I can't, and we discredit ourselves. But I'm like, we should be all in all the time for the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's
right.
at home, being a parent.
Yeah.
That just because you're not serving at what the world or somebody thinks you should be serving at doesn't mean you're not serving. And not so being a parent, being the best parent and a wife, godly wife you can be, is serving the Lord.
Yeah,
It
that's
doesn't
right.
happen just in a church setting, a church building setting. So
Yeah.
to serve and to serve well with a happy heart, a happy and joyful heart. So that's a lot of things,
But it's a great word.
but it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah. And mercy being that He does not give us what we deserve.
Yes.
amen.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, and so true, and He definitely hasn't given me what I deserve, and that understanding enables me to see others with that same mercy heart. Yeah. And by the way, you do have a lot of mercy. She talks a big game, but
Yes.
she's quite
Yes.
sensitive and tenderhearted.
Yes, and grace for me. She keeps my paperwork in line. Without that, it would be total chaos.
So we like task
Yes.
people
Yes.
as well. Yes. Well, thank you all so much for coming and sharing your hearts today. And I know it's going to be a blessing and meaningful to the people that watch. I want to remind you that our banquet is coming up very soon, February 19th. This is another opportunity for you to learn about the things that are happening here at Hope Choice, and even to learn opportunities that you might have to come and serve with us. But if you need any of the services that the ladies have talked about today, or if you need something that we didn't mention, we want to help you. Our number is 806-354-2244, or you can go to the website, hopechoice.com, and we would be happy to connect with you and help where we can. So thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.